Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to another special Ben 10 live discussion with myself, Kaisept, who's also reacting to the show, and Darren, who is the gatekeeper of all the knowledge that we do not know.
Yes.
How's
I
everybody
own the
doing?
knowledge.
Good.
We're doing great.
Good. Good.
Alive.
I was listening to our last live stream on like during my shift at work, and I was like, oh my goodness, they've experienced a lot since our last one 10
Yeah.
months ago,
A
which is
lot.
crazy.
I didn't know it was that long. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I
Okay.
thought it was funny because like you had like Gore was in the chat during that live stream, and you had said the last week was his first ever council. And I was like, holy shit, it's been
That was
a
like
long
forever
time.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's crazy for sure. Hello, everybody in the chat. Hello. Hello. Welcome in.
Hello there.
Yeah. So my last episode I watched, old George got some flashbacks on that sword, and Azimuth had a love interest.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was like, what? I didn't even think about that. Like, if that's a thing they could do.
Yeah. I know. In my review, I was like saying like, I never knew that I needed a look at Azimuth's like regrets and his past.
Ooh,
Like
yeah, that's
it was
true.
something that I'd never thought that I'd want. But I was like, you know what? We haven't got a lot of that. We haven't had a lot of like Azimuth as a character.
Mhm.
So it was interesting to go back and look at those things.
Yeah, because I mean, and it was pretty like simple to the point.
Mm.
He's like, okay, honey, I'll look at things your way. All those planets are aligning. I'm gonna make a sword. Like, just wasn't thinking. And I will say, I was surprised at the destruction of that planet because of the sword.
Yeah.
Like, a whole planet died because he
Incursions,
decided he wanted
yeah.
to make. Jesus. All right, well, you know. So, I think one of the craziest things, and I think because you got to it first before I did, Kaisept, was the episode where classic Ben
Yes.
meets older Ben.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm going to go on record and say that was one of, if not the best Ben 10
Mhm.
episode ever.
I mean, it still blows my mind that they pulled the way
Yeah.
they pulled it off too.
Mhm.
It was so good,
Mm.
and it ends an arc and begins an arc,
Oh,
and it's like insane all the stuff they did in that episode.
yeah.
And man, I don't know. I personally wanted like a full hour, or like 2 episodes or something.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I would have as well, but I was just like, I just can't. It's like baffles me that they managed to do everything they did in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And the fact that young Ben doesn't even show up right away. Like,
Yeah.
it takes a little bit.
Yeah, it takes like halfway through the episode.
Yeah. As Usman says, the episode should have been a 2-parter. That's what I said.
I agree.
Why?
Yeah, I think that would be my favorite episode if it, just I do have an issue with the pacing of it, because it is like, do this, like you have to hurry up and get all these things, and it's all great, but I would have liked to have been like, all right, Alien X, that's crazy, and like, oh, it's Young Ben, that's crazy, and Ultimate Kevin, that, but it's like, 5 minutes to do it all.
Yeah.
But it's still like, that was one of the episodes I was like, well, they got this one coming, I'm so curious to hear their thoughts on it, and I had to don't say anything. Like, I think in the last one you were like, I want more Young Ben. I was like, maybe he's coming. I don't know.
I think the last stream that we did, I'd already seen that, and I was like, I was trying so hard to keep my mouth shut. He's like, he's got this one next week.
Man.
I think that was the council episode, because
Yes, it was.
Yeah, because you came on and you're like, I saw episode 16. I was like, oh, cool, man. Episode 16. Oh my, you saw it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I was so excited to hear your thoughts on that one.
Because I think there was like, after I watched the episode, I went and watched your reaction, Kai7, you watched your shit. And then I think you had said, I can't wait for Chainsaw. Watch, people are coming saying, I cannot wait for Chainsaw to get to this one. Because you got to it, now we're waiting for him to get to it. It's like, guys, I'm sorry. I'm behind. I'm sorry. Yeah, people are commenting about this old George arc, saying that they're kind of mixed on it. I'm personally enjoying it.
I'm really liking it.
Yeah, I mean, because they fixed. I mean, I think we've had this discussion before about the Forever Knights being a joke once you get an Alien Force.
Yeah.
They fixed. Not only they fixed it, but they definitely helped it because these are just splintered off factions from the original guy George.
Yeah.
I mean,
What was it? There's been a few dark moments this season as well. We've had cold-blooded murder.
Yeah.
Happen.
Yeah. I mean, there's been some crazy shit. I mean, and two, like, I never would have thought we'd see Vilgax, like, wearing a suit of armor with a sword. I must get the power. It's like, Vilgax, if you want the power, you have to break the seal. And he's like, I'll get the power. It's like, okay, buddy. What about the Omnitrix? I don't care about that anymore. I need the power of Dagon. Which, that's always been, like, one of my favorite bits is the fact that this cult believes that Vilgax is Dagon. Like, oh, this is our Lord and Savior. No, it's not. No.
Yeah.
You guys are dumb.
Yeah. Someone in my comments said that Driscoll and Cyrus were actually killed by Vilgax.
I think I saw that, but I wasn't sure. I'm like, I don't want to look into it and rephrase with spoilers, but
so those two Forever Knights that we've met before and we've had full on episodes with them, they were killed. They're not coming back.
I would have been more shocked if they showed that. I'm still just think, like I said, we've had some dark moments and there's been shit that's happened. Like I'm like, what is happening? But I still think back on Morningstar. You know, he's sucking the life out of people. I'm like, guys, what are you doing? You know, it's like, ugh. Oh, and this person, Driscoll was the final boss. He was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was.
People forget. Once you get past all that shit, you forget. Oh yeah, he was.
And an off-screen death as well.
He's not important. Yeah, you know.
Clearly.
Clearly, like that kind of whatever.
Yeah, I mean, the Forever Knights is always a thing with the fandom where it's like they introduce so many different factions and so many different, characters, and it was like, wait, which one's which again? And they're always a thing that I struggle with where it's like, hey, this guy's back. I was like, oh, cool. Oh, is he again? Oh, is that guy? He appeared, whatever, So, like, it is very hard. And again, I think it is very impressive that they were like, I guess, like, this is kind of the first proper time the Forever Knights are like, I guess the big bad of a season. Like they kind of did at the end of Classic, but that was more on the like Forever 10, right? Like more of a focus on the entire group. Yeah. Where this time it's like, okay, after what is this now? Not almost 10 seasons into the franchise, they're finally like, okay, they can get their whole arc. Like give them the arc. Even then it's like, well, but Vilgax is there too. So it's like, is it really theirs?
I mean, that's a fair point. Because they couldn't go, we could just have the Forever Knights, but fuck it. We're gonna throw Vilgax and just whatever. We're gonna just this thing that's even more powerful than Vilgax. Yeah, all this stuff. I mean,
just have to keep piling villain on top of villain to make it seem more intense.
Yeah, because they've already done so much in the show. They're like, we got to just up the ante somehow. So they did kill Pierce. Fair point.
Yeah, I was
they did murder Pierce.
Yeah.
One of the more controversial things that the show did, I think. People are still very mad about that. Yeah. They just killed him off an opening and they didn't seem to like address it at all. Like Ben and them never address it. We never see, what about Helen? What about Manny? Are they mad about Pierce's death? No, we never see it.
Wasn't Pierce and Helen brother and sister?
I think so, yeah.
I think so. Yeah. And we never got a reaction from her whatsoever. Nope. I mean, I don't want to see Manny, but I want to see what Helen thinks.
Exactly. Manny's the worst. I think we've discussed this before. I can't stand it. Manny's not that bad. Just comments. Stop it. He's horrible. He's a terrible person. Hate him. Terrible.
I think I might have found one who I hate more though.
Oh, there's a character coming up. Oh fuck. Okay.
No, it's one we've met before, but like since then I've realized that I hate him more. Is Argit. I cannot stand Argit.
100%.
Okay, but what about Mom Riedel? Where does Mom Riedel sit on the tier?
She is also terrible. Yeah.
Okay, you're correct. The difference is Argent has been in several episodes, and you just want to bang your head against a fucking wall. Mom Riedel was, at least for me, one episode only. I'm assuming she's gonna come back. I'm guessing, but man, Argent is so. Oh my god. I understand that we have to make a sleazy character. He was running the Forever Knights, a faction at one point. This is the dumbest thing they've ever. I just don't understand. I someone commented in Discord. He's a weasel. He's a fucking weasel. That's what he is. He's a weasel.
Exactly.
God, I'm glad you brought up Argent. God, Argent's worse for sure. Good question for Ben 10 theorist. Double or Nothing. The Albedo Ben. I love the Ben 10 live episode.
It was fun. It was fun.
That was funny.
Good episode.
Albedo. Here's the thing. How long was Albedo doing that? And Ben had no clue. He must have been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
I just never heard about it, right? Until now. So
enough to be selling out shows all over the country.
Oh yeah, that's true. You know, but they didn't even never addressed it, right? It's just never addressed. It's like whatever. I don't know. It's like classic when they started to address the aliens running around, but then they kind of just stopped talking about it for a while. Then it comes back again. So I think it only matters for story purpose.
Yeah.
It seems. That was the best fight.
That was a really good fight.
I loved it.
Yeah, because it wasn't a fight; it was a slaughter.
Yeah,
and that's why it was the best.
Manny
The
had
whole
no
episode's so good.
No chance.
I do like when we can like take the focus off Ben and focus on another character.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Oh, like where Ben was like stalking them in that episode.
Yeah.
And it's like okay. Well, then question: how'd you feel the Gwen episode? The Gwen, yeah.
It's not easy being Gwen.
The Goody Two Shoes Gwen episode, yeah. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was.
Something a little different.
Yeah.
I feel like it's one of the standout episodes of the Ultimate Alien run, just because it's so unique to the franchise. Like, again, we've been spending this is about 10 seasons now with these characters with Ben and Gwen. It's like, hey, give her an episode. Let her just like what's going on in her day, and I think it's such a fresh of breath there. Like especially in season 3, which there's like a trail of some weird filler ones thrown in there, and I think that's one of the better filler ones in my opinion.
I mean, as long as it's not eating gold poop.
Oh God.
As long as it's not that. That's a whole thing within itself.
I in that Gwen episode, I did like when her friend is playing the piano and you're hearing the piano playing over the fight with Animo. I thought that was an interesting style choice. I was like, this has never happened before in Ben 10.
Something. I guess they were just trying something out, just to do something a little bit different.
I liked it.
Oh yeah. To be fair, you're not supposed to like those guys. You're supposed to be annoyed with them. Well,
which is true.
Which is that's well done. Well done to the people who make those characters.
Yeah, Argent is a character where like everybody hates Argent. Like that's why he's there. It's just like the characters are like, God damn it, this guy again.
Every time I see him, I'm like, oh God.
When he showed up, I shouted at the screen like, "Go away!
I don't want you here. I don't want you here." So I've heard this FastTrack character who's popped up a couple times for me now.
Mm-hmm.
I heard it's from a video game. That's why he was thrown into the mix.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's not. I
don't understand why. Well,
bring back Accelerate.
Someone told me that apparently the animators team, I don't know why, but apparently the animators team were having difficulty animating Accelerate for some reason in the Ultimate Alien art style. So they just decided to make a whole new alien.
Yeah, there was a big, and we talked about like the marketing stuff for Ben 10 the last stream we did, and why like certain things they do is for marketing and toys and stuff. FastTrack was made
more money.
FastTrack was made exclusively for the Ben 10 Galactic Racing video game, which was like their Mario Kart. And I guess it's just because they couldn't fit his tail, like they couldn't like fit like Accelerate's tail in the race car or whatever. So they made this new alien. They fit him into the show, which is actually like it's very funny. You guys we're talking about this now because there's right now there's like a FastTrack like renaissance going on like social media. A good friend of mine started this new trend where it's like like hashtag like stand by FastTrack because he's got hate all these years and stuff like that. Oh, but like now people are like, hey, it's actually not that bad, guys. And yeah, and I'll say this: like you're in season 3, there's definitely you're starting to see a couple of new people pop in. You've got FastTrack. You got what's the other one you guys got? Eatle. I think you guys have seen. Yep, you're going to be seeing
Eatle.
It's Eatle, yes.
Eatle.
Which again was also a very controversial thing because he'd been turned into him for the first time, and then Vilgax like slapped him and he
Yeah.
was gone. Like, what the hell, man?
It wasn't the most glamorous introduction.
Yeah.
I was like, when he got slapped, like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
What's going on here? Why did Ben do this? All right. Oh, Ben. Oh,
And
Ben.
I don't know if this is spoiling, but his powers is very similar to another alien.
Mhm.
I'm like,
Okay.
You're gonna see that a lot in season 3, I'd say.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you're starting to introduce some aliens where you've seen their power before.
yeah,
And again, that's a big talking point within the franchise, and maybe next time we do one of these, we can dive into that more because you'll have seen them. But
Yeah.
it's a thing where it's like, well, we already got this alien, but why do we need this one? And it's like, well, but also they're just aliens. Like Ben should have thousands of these creatures that have similar powers. It's not like
Yeah.
each one is going to have a unique power. Like, humans can walk. It doesn't mean Spider Monkey can't also walk. It's just one of those kind of things. But it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to hear what you think about some of these new guys.
He pulled up. He
Yeah.
pulled up for a fight and died.
yeah.
Hold on. Is this the one where the Ultimates come out
Yeah.
of the? Okay,
Yes.
I think that was right. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I did like that episode. Yeah,
It was so good.
it was
think-
the sacrifice was kind of undercut by the fact that it wasn't. I knew it wasn't the last episode, so I was like, okay, he's not going to die.
Yeah,
So
sure.
if it was the final episode of the series, I would have been like genuinely scared about Ben
Yeah.
dying.
Oh yeah,
I-
like if we didn't know there was any more coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's my personal favorite episode of the franchise.
it's a very
which
good
like
Really?
I've gone back and forth with a couple, but I think like obviously I think that's the perfect Ben moment where he's like, no, like these guys need life too. It's not all about me. I need to put myself forward. It's like, yes, that's the Ben I want you to be writing, not the
Yeah.
selfish Ben we've seen. The like Gwen and Ben moment where she's like, well, like what's the plan, Ben? It's like, no, I gotta do it. Like their dynamic within the episode, and then the Kevin stuff in this
Kevin's
episode is
stuff
perfect.
was great.
That's I think that is my favorite scene of the show where he
Yeah.
he's like up in there and he's like he saves all these people and like he puts himself on the line every time. Most of all, he's my best friend, and it's just like, man, Kevin's arc through these 6 seasons is so brilliant. Like I think it's
Yeah,
my personal
amazing.
favorite enemy to friendship like dynamics I've ever seen.
Mhm.
Like it's so
Yeah.
unbelievably good. I love that
It's
episode.
very good.
It's yeah. I can't get enough of like the idea of like because we already had a version of that where we had Ghost Freak, but these are the Ultimates that it's a fault because of the Ultimatrix, right? It
Mhm.
wasn't because they're trying to break out because they're their own individual. Like they were created and they think they're imprisoned.
Mhm.
I
something-
was comparing it to the Ghost Freak situation in my review.
Yeah. And he shows up inside that episode as well, which is a nice parallel.
Yeah, I saw. It's like, oh, that's interesting. All right.
Yeah.
When he showed up, I was like, yes, and then I was like, oh no, is he?
Oh no.
Is it going to happen all over again?
Yeah, fair point. So I was the first. So they've already
Yeah.
done this before.
Yeah.
Randomly showed who is this, and then that's it. It's just done. I'm just waiting for Omniverse. Everyone's just waiting for. I've gotten so many comments about that
Yeah,
saying
same.
waiting for Omniverse. It's like
I
okay.
think it's because a lot of people did drop off in Ultimate Alien Season 3. I think like there's so much filler that was kind of like, I don't know, a lot of people dropped off, and I think later in life they were like, oh, Omniverse is actually really good, so they start watching from there. So I feel like Season 3 is kind of like, it's weird because that was also like the peak of like popularity though, like like during Ultimate Alien also we had like game shows and merchandise and video game, like it was like the franchise as a whole was his most popular there, but after that Ultimate Kevin arc, I'm pretty sure the popularity did go down. So
Yeah,
It was quite the peak, though. It was a peak.
it was.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Ben 10 for Multiverse. So that game, like
Mhm.
I don't know who they would like what, because I guess it'd be Alien Force Ben older, but would he turn into anybody in this game? That's the question. I don't know.
I can't say that. Never mind.
You'd have,
I was like, "Whoa, no, don't do
you'd have to
that."
come with his own DLC pack. Comes with 10 different skins.
Oh wow, that'd be awesome.
Actually, yeah. I mean, I think I can say I would do like the furthest we know him, and then do 4 of each of the roster. I feel like so, like
Okay.
1 from Classic, 1 Alien Force, 1 Ultimate Alien, 1 Omniverse.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
probably
So he
what
gets
I
a
would
couple
do.
of aliens, but
Yeah.
yeah. But the question is who?
Not Alien X. That's the ultimate
that would
cheat
be a
code.
cheat. You'd win instantly.
Yeah. I say you do Forearms.
Good
No, I'm
choice.
sorry. I'd say Heat Blast probably because
Okay.
he's most iconic. Then
Yep.
probably Wrath.
Oh.
Wrath has to
Just to
Yeah.
have Don DiMaggio screaming
Just
at everybody.
Wrath.
Let me tell you something.
And then someone from Omniverse to make that third.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
So,
Omnimania or something. I don't know. Oh yeah, 10 different DLCs. Each DLC contains one alien.
hell yeah.
Too much.
I
Too
mean,
much.
listen, I've been trying to get Funko to just start doing the
I know.
just
I
do it.
have the one. I have the one Funko.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swamp Fire.
It writes itself. It's just like so many possibilities.
Heat Blast is right there. They could do.
I know.
Right?
Yeah. And they announced a Accelerate one, but then it was just like, nah, never mind. I guess we're not putting that out
Really?
for some reason. Yeah, I was like, come on,
Oh.
I wanted to buy it.
Like at least make Ben himself.
Yeah,
At least.
yeah, that would be the ideal. Just give me like a
And
young
with-
Ben Funko.
Yeah, and then you have the watch, and he's about to hit it or something. He's gonna tap it, and then maybe there's like a variant or something, or a chase, or it's like some other pose or something, or maybe the chase is Albedo, the red jacket and the white hair and everything. It's a red. That'd be cool. Something a little different. I wanted to do this real fast with you guys. I mentioned to you guys before. Now this is gonna be something a little bit different. So we have a tier list. Now what we're doing is we have the Alien Force aliens, and we're not going to rank them so much how much we like them, but if we were given an Omnitrix or an Ultimatrix, whatever, and you're given a selection of aliens, and you're just they're just throwing out names to you, and when they go down the line, where would you rank in terms of like, I need this alien in my Omnitrix, Ultimatrix, or no? Like, so don't necessarily pick just the 10, but just like, if you hear like, say like this is the first name out of all the names, where would you put it?
Okay.
Alien X, starting Alien X. What do you think?
I don't want any part of those two arguing all the
That's
time.
a fair point.
I don't want any part of that.
What do you think, Darren?
Give me an A, I think.
Really?
Again, very like I want to have them if I need them, right? I want to have that in my arsenal.
Okay.
But obviously not S, because I'd be very afraid to use them.
Okay.
And I'd be very afraid to, I don't know, accidentally. But yeah, but like you could put it in C. You can have it.
Yeah, I would say C is fair, because for me, it's like I'm kind of in the middle, because I feel like maybe I could try to argue some points, but I don't know. Jet Ray.
Okay.
I would say A, because he does some pretty good abilities.
Yeah. And considering he's the only one on this list with speed.
That's fair. Yeah.
I've always said if I could only have one Ben 10 alien, not saying he's my favorite, but if I could only have one, it would be Jet Ray, because I think he has a little bit of everything. He can fight, he can fly, he can swim. You know, he's very fast. He's in canon technically Ben 10's fastest alien, which
There's been some times like, holy crap, he's fast.
Like, I think he's the most
he flew through hyperspace.
Yeah,
he did. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. He did do that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, sometimes I think the writers, just being honest, I think sometimes they write something that it has to happen, so they have to just do it. So like, we may never say this again with this character, but whatever.
Yep.
Brainstorm. I'm going more to A or B, roughly in the middle.
Say the intelligence.
He's such a underused character, I think, because he is so smart, and like opposed to Gray Matter may be a little bit smarter, but like I don't know, like Brainstorm has like electricity powers, and he can do a lot with his like technology. I don't know. I Green Needle, it's funny. I'd say probably an A for me.
Yeah.
Green Needle. Wasn't that like a whole thing?
Yeah, there's a toy that I think came out for Ben 10 and is like Brainstorm, but it's for like to some people it sounds like Green Needle if you listen close enough.
Oh. Chroma Stone.
It's like that like dress meme that went on for years. It's yellow and white. No, it's whatever. Or the like Laura meme that went on.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Chroma Stone's probably in the same as Alien X for me, personally.
Yeah.
He's okay, but
I think I would rank him just above Alien X, but because he doesn't come with as many drawbacks as Alien X does.
That's fair. What do you think, Darren?
Man, I'm trying to not to use any of my future knowledge for any of these. From
That's the
this
problem.
point, B.
Yeah, people are saying B for Chrome. That's fine.
Yeah.
Echo. I gotta say, I think A.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Because also you gotta think too. If we get them in your Omnitrix, or you can go Ultimate.
Yeah.
You gotta think about
Yeah.
some of that too. A little bit.
And apparently because of that one episode, you can switch back to human and clone yourself.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, speaking of which, what did we think of the 100th episode event?
That was not great.
It was a waste of a 100th episode,
Yeah.
but I did appreciate the fact having all of Ben's different personalities throughout the 100
Yeah.
episodes we've known him.
Yeah.
But a waste of a 100th episode.
Great concept, bad execution. In my opinion.
Yeah.
People are saying S tier for Echo.
Really?
I mean,
He's very overpowered. I'll say.
Yeah.
he is.
True.
I'll put him at the top of A. I think that's fair.
He was the one, his ultimate form was the one that beat Ultimate Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I
That's
love
true.
Ultimate Echo.
I don't think we need to discuss this. I think
Yeah.
Humongous is going S tier. I mean,
Yeah, fine.
unless Darren, unless you disagree.
D. No, I was kidding. Yeah. I'm a big
F.
Humongosaur guy. A lot of people don't like Humongosaur, but
Hmm.
I'm
He
personally a
is
fan.
kind of generic, but you know what? It's fine.
Yeah, he's used a lot. He's generic to some people, but I'm a fan personally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Lodestar.
I would me personally, I would put him above Chromostone, but below the A tier.
Okay, so in B.
That's
in B
that's where
range.
I would put him.
I mean, yeah, I would say. I mean, I'm kind of torn because honestly, I don't think he's great, but I also don't hate him. But it feels like just a random alien they just brought in, right?
Yeah, it very much is.
Yeah.
I think he's just so underutilized. Like in
That-
a
that-
world
yeah.
where
Yeah.
so many of his villains are robots and have technology and stuff like that. Like I've said this for a while. I think if you threw him in the original 10 of the Alien Force lineup, he's so iconic. He's one of
Yeah.
his biggest ones. But he's like, oh yeah, he appeared in the second one and he's not Wrath, so you know, he's just kind of there.
Just due to my X-Men knowledge, I know how powerful Magneto can be. So
Yeah,
I just look at
exactly.
Okay, fair
Lodestar.
point. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
He
just
would
like
be
Michael
useful in certain
Morningstar
instances.
done. The Knights are done. Magneto or not Magneto. Like Albedo is probably done with the there's so many
Mhm.
villains he could just take out with this guy. And
Yeah,
100%. I think we know where
it has
Swampfire is
to be
S
S
tier.
tier.
But is he above Humongosaur or below?
I think so.
Yeah, I
You
think
can't
so as
like
well. He has
you
more
can't,
power.
like- yeah,
Yeah.
and like you like shoot off his arm and it grows back, and he can heal other
the
people.
regeneration.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
He's like
His ultimate's
Heat
really
Blast
good, too.
and Wildvine in one. He's great.
Mhm. And his ultimates, I really like his ultimate. I love
Yeah.
how because it was literally they use his ultimate as a point to promote the next show
Yeah,
at the end of Alien Force. So,
beat Bilgax.
yep. Big chill.
S.
Mother.
Personally, I think
S.
S.
But where do we go in the middle or?
I think he's one of the more capable here, man. Like it's hard to. I feel like they often again underpower him, but I feel like if he wanted to, he could take out most of his villains with this guy. Just
Yeah,
go
yeah.
transparent all the way through, freeze all his villains.
Yes.
Like
And then his ultimate, the ice is so cold it's fire. Like it's like it is kind of a lazy redesign with the red.
It
I
really
will
is.
admit that.
It kind of is.
But I do like the concept of like the it is so cold that it's a fire, which they've kind of done that when you look at things like Dante's Inferno, the lowest point of the levels of hell, the lowest is an icy Arctic thing. So that I think that's kind of what their point is. Like I don't know, I'm just like that's where my mind went to, and that's probably very specific for me. But that's where I went. Like that's interesting. Like fire is so cold, it's ice. I don't know, just something interesting. Goop. I love Goop.
I like Goop as well.
Darren.
B.
Really?
And in terms of ones that I would want in my arsenal in a
Okay.
battle, he's cool, he's fine,
Mhm.
but like I would never be like, oh, there's a bad guy. I'm going Goop. No, I'm going Humongosaur, bro. I'm going
and
Jet Ray.
it's kind of hard to get past the fact that a C-list villain like Serpent actually got one over on Goop.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. Okay, that's fair. Like,
And
sir.
he and like the thing with like Vilgax now he has no bunny. He can shut him off. And it's like, well, that's a default. Like,
Yeah,
it's
that
like you
is
have an off
it's,
switch.
it's a
Okay.
big obvious weakness.
Well, we'll put him in B. I personally would pick Goop if I had options, but
Okay, fair enough.
I get your point. I like Goop, but yes, you have a Serpent. Like, that is so dumb that Serpent, this, because literally he was fighting like what, Gwen and Kevin for like an hour.
Yeah.
And then Ben comes in after getting called a million times and takes him out. Really, like, it's like, okay, and they bring him back for that.
I also
big
just
episode.
imagine it's hard to write for Goop, like the certain
Yeah.
situations you
Yeah.
put him in. Like, he's usually used to like go under a door and then he turns back. It's like, well, there it goes. Like, it's hard to see what he can really do.
Yeah,
But
it's done.
then there's the opposite side of
The
the
planet.
equation where he
You're right.
brought the entire water planet
That
back
is
together.
true.
Fair point. Fair. God, that's another fair point. Okay, we
He
might
was
have to-
so strong and so weak at the same time.
We'll put him higher up. Well, he'll be the highest of B. He's above, like, yeah,
Okay.
that's fair. Because
Yeah.
he saved a planet. Fair point.
Entire
Ben
planet.
saved a planet. As
That's
Goop.
fair.
Okay, fair point. Because that means you could do that. Spider Monkey.
Just for the fact that I want to be Spider-Man zipping around the city, I would say quite high on this list.
Okay.
Just because of his powers.
That's a fair point. They literally did an homage to Spider-Man and Green Goblin.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Which was great.
what kid who's watched Spider-Man doesn't want to be web swinging around the city?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
think
love
Egg's fine.
Spider Monkey. I think he's great. I don't
But
know
you
if I
wouldn't
would
use
choose him over a lot of these other ones in terms of like I
Okay.
need them as my power kind of thing. But
Okay.
Here's the thing: I don't think I would take his ultimate form though, because it's kind of weird.
Yeah. A gorilla with spider legs.
I gotta show them all. I gotta.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do like his ultimate quite a bit though. That's one of them I actually do enjoy.
Nano.
you know what? Very useful but underused.
I am a
Yeah.
defender of Nanomech, but I'm not
Okay.
picking him over any of these other guys.
Okay. Okay.
So probably like a C or a D.
Poor Nano.
Uh,
Nanomech.
You know what? They made an entire. Yeah. Thank you for
I
doing
think
that.
Rap just goes to S. I mean, come on.
Yeah, no question.
What were you gonna say?
To be honest, for Nanomac, they made an entire episode about the idea of him being useless, and then he was useful in the end. So,
That's fair. That's fair.
That is true.
but
It
you
looks-
know
yeah,
what?
look,
I'm
they
happy with
called it.
this list. I'm happy
called
with
it.
this list.
Gray matter, then Nanomech. I mean, yeah, of course, I would pick gray matter.
Same.
Then, yeah, of course, if gray
I
matter.
just think, I just think again, just like Lodestar, I think he needed to be marketed differently. Like, I think
Yeah.
he just needed to, like, I don't know. I've even, kind of pitched the idea of, like, maybe he's like this Ant-Man type character that can kind of choose his size kind of thing. Like, I think that would really help him. But
And I don't know if I could stomach him to have that voice coming out of my mouth. Jesus.
I was in a movie first.
Yeah. That was something that it's surprising about Ultimate Alien, bringing back Elena from Alien.
Yeah.
Storm.
Yes.
That was,
Yeah.
and then killed her off in one episode.
Good. I mean, I understand. I honestly thought, because people said, "Hey, they're introducing this character. She's gonna play a role in after the film." Okay. Not really. No. Like I'm like, what the? Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
They
I'm
just
waiting-
used her. They used her as
Yeah.
a plot device to further the drama between Ben and Julie.
No, of course. Because we have to have drama.
Yes. I think Arrow season 4 took its inspiration from Ben and Julie.
Oh, yeah.
It feels that way.
No. Julie needed to get out of her wheelchair and hand the ring back to Ben, and
That's
then walk
ver-
out the door.
yeah.
That's what they should have done, but they didn't do it. It's a very specific Arrow reference there. If you didn't get that, that's very specific. She literally. Sorry, Felicity. Sorry, we're going again. Felicity.
Let's go.
Smoke,
Uh-oh.
who was in a wheelchair paralyzed, all of a sudden the device in her back starts working. She gets out of her chair and hands Oliver back the ring and walks out the front door. And that's the end of the episode.
Yeah.
I'm
Cinema.
not joking. It
Cinema.
is the
You know what? Felicity could do everything right for the rest of the fucking seasons, and she would never redeem herself after that moment for me.
Yeah, that's the worst thing ever. Yeah, and they still got married and had a kid. Yeah, still. Yeah. Eon over Elena. I mean, sure. I mean,
that was a very.
He
good
also
episode.
came back. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I will admit that the Eon and oh boy, that live action film. Holy Jesus. That is what you call.
Town. Yes, she did nuke
That's
a
rough.
town.
That's
Okay,
rough.
we're not. This is not an arrow. I get what you're saying. That is also a really bad thing too. Let's see. Well, people were mentioning classic. What about the classic aliens? Maybe I'll try to find a tier list for that too.
Ooh.
We'll do the Ben 10 classic aliens.
I think,
do this.
despite our careers, we can put Ghost Freak at the bottom of that list.
Oh, now, yeah. So you might have to help me with some of these names here,
Sure.
Darren, because I can't remember.
Sure thing. While you're pulling that up, Dennis asked favorite ultimate alien so far.
Favorite ultimate form.
Yeah.
Echo has got to be one.
Yeah, Echo for sure. Yeah, I really like. I love like he can send out the orbs or like the devices, and then they could like literally. He's done that several times.
Yeah,
where he circles somebody. And it's chaos every time.
Yeah.
Sound of Doom.
Oh yeah,
So
that was so
Sonic
good.
Doom.
Sound of Doom.
Sonic Doom sounded or something like that. Yeah,
but it
It's,
sounds like Sound of Doom, but
yeah.
it's Sonic Doom, but it's Sound of Doom.
Yeah, I mean, I think I mentioned it last time. I'm not always a huge fan of the Ultimate Aliens. Like sometimes they can feel very sometimes lazy when creating them. Sometimes it's just like, hey, it's this alien but blue or whatever it may be, right? With like Big Chill and I hate Ultimate Wildmutt so much. I really hate Ultimate Wildmutt.
Oh my god. Do you think it's a coincidence that they didn't bring him back for the Ultimate Sacrifice episode?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I did know. I think he was there.
No, they didn't bring him back.
No, he's
I
not
thought
there.
he was there.
No, he's the one that we've seen thus far that's not there.
Oh,
Which, I don't know.
I'll say Ultimate Cannon Bolt. I think, like, I it just doesn't really feel like a really big design shift.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like they improved on his powers whatsoever.
Here's what I'll say about Ultimate Cannonbolt, because I feel like he is the one people hate on a lot, because it is just what I said. He's Cannonbolt, but gray. But what I will say about him is that, to me, does feel like a natural evolution of the species, where it's like, oh, tough terrain, they would just create outer barriers on their body to help them, like, where it's like, Ultimate Humongousaur gets freaking cannons for arms. It's like, how naturally would he...
That's not natural.
Yeah, like evolutionary, how would he get that? It's like, it's just whatever. It's like, okay, whatever. But then it's just like Big Chill, where it's like he's Big Chill but red. And it's like, all right, guys. I don't know.
Dog's going crazy right now. Holy crap.
Stay there.
All right. Can you hear the dogs?
Yes.
No.
Very slightly. Very barely.
As long as it's not too bad. I mean,
no.
That's my dog, because we have another dog over here. That's my mother-in-law's dog, and he doesn't actually bark too much, but my dog won't shut up. My God. All right, we got it. We hear you. All right. So the same concept with classic.
Okay.
Boom, 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 boom. We have a lot more options here.
Wow.
Okay.
So obviously, once again, like I said before, if this is the first alien you're given on just a list of aliens for the Omnitrix, where do you put them?
I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this one. So
now I forget his name.
That's Arctic Guana.
Arctic Guana. Okay.
One of the Ben 10,000 aliens.
Yep. Yeah,
Showed up for like 2 minutes and then gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
S for me.
Really?
He's one of my favorite Ben 10 aliens. I love him a lot.
You must be drawing from future knowledge, because those 2 minutes were not.
I love him in that one episode.
He's so good. Yeah, we know what Darren's doing. But I would say sure. I mean,
yep.
We still know enough about him. Upchuck.
Oh God.
Personally, I think it's higher. I mean, he could eat anything, right? I mean, that's very useful.
Except real food, right? Because he couldn't eat the pizza.
That's a fair point.
I don't want to be Upchuck. Like, I get that he
Yeah, I
might
know.
be useful, but I don't want to be throwing up.
I don't want to throw up bombs.
I can't believe he was the one who beat Driscoll in the final of
Yeah,
the
he is
classic
the
series.
final, like,
Yeah,
I
that
can't
was-
believe that.
Yeah.
shout out to when he beat the giant, like, Mr. Smoothie. He just
Oh
Oh yeah, he
drank
did.
his
Oh my god.
essence.
Oh my god.
I'd give him an A, I think. I don't know. B, A, I don't know.
Uh,
You can do, I don't know.
What
It's
do
up to you.
what do you think, Kaisef? What do you think?
Yeah, sure. B.
From above. That's fine. Okay. Now I know apparently these guys have different names later on or something,
Mhm.
or I don't know. I don't know if they changed the names, but I'll just go with. I mean, what are their names in the original class?
The original were just Ben Mummy, Ben Victor, and Ben Wolf.
Okay, well,
That's
just,
just-
okay.
The
So
mummy's called Snero, isn't it?
That's later.
the later, yeah,
Yeah,
I've heard
yeah,
I've
they-
heard these
yeah,
names
they-
by accident.
The
so-
They
comment,
changed
the
some names
comments
later
do
on.
the comments do that for you.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
happens at a later
unfortunately.
point.
But I mean, at the it's whatever. Like
I'm half empty.
it happens.
But yeah, that'd be Ben Mummy. At the point you've seen, it's Ben Mummy.
Not used enough.
That kind of goes for
Yeah.
all of them. They're not
Yeah.
there enough.
No.
Yeah.
They have awesome powers, but you
They
won't see them
do.
as the villains.
I personally wouldn't want the mummy.
No.
No.
But also Ben Victor, I think, is like really like he's a great combo. He's super strong and he has like electricity powers, and it's like, Ben, use this guy more. He's super strong, and he never actually uses him outside of the episode he comes in.
I was so hoping that you would use him against when Dr. Victor turned back up in Ultimate Alien. I was so
Yeah.
hoping he would use him.
No, of course not. Why would he? Because Ben didn't think that through.
Yeah.
But I agree. I mean, I think he's.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely would probably prefer him over the mummy,
Right, okay.
and that's fine. I really like the wolf. I do.
The
like
wolf the wolf is a good one.
Yeah. I'll go ahead.
Echolocation
Fine.
prior to Echo.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like the reveal of where Ben got bit, and over time he's
He
slowly,
slowly
turning
transformed.
I think that's
transformed,
the
yeah.
best part about it. Is
That
like,
was good.
I forget his
Buzzshot.
Buzz Shock. Yeah.
Buzz Shock. Okay. He's okay. I don't know.
A lot of these first ones, they were only used in one episode, really.
Yeah, that was also a Ben 10,000 episode, so it's
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
But that was such a cool concept where, like, well, he fought this alien once, and then later on he gets to
Yeah.
have them. Like, that was such a cool concept for him.
Well, now we're learning in Alien Force and Ultimate Alien, he can scan the DNA.
Yeah.
Of like different aliens and stuff, so like
Yeah.
that works for him. Yeah, I think C's fine. I
Yeah.
mean, I like the villain route where we see them as like things that Ben has to fight, but I don't know
Yeah.
S tier.
because that was multiple. Oh yeah, sorry, S
Yeah,
100%,
definitely.
100%. I mean, you can't go wrong.
It's a staple.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
would think this literally. I mean, the fact that Ben turns back into him later on kind of shows how important that
Yeah.
alien is.
Ben
to him.
10, ben 10 doesn't happen without Diamond Head.
Yeah,
Fair
I mean,
point.
he,
Also,
yeah, I
Heat
mean, he's in the
Blast,
first
too.
episode,
Mhm.
and then he uses it to take down Vilgax very easily.
Yeah.
Something way big couldn't do.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
That was a crime. I like Diamond Head, but that was a crime.
yeah, fair point. Ditto.
I mean,
in
the
terms
draw-
of
the drawbacks are very high.
if this is like usefulness, probably low, but he's one of my favorite aliens.
Yeah.
Like like he's in my S tier like
Oh, really?
favorite aliens, but like
I want Rob
Usefulness.
Paulson's voice.
Oh, yeah, Rob
Yeah.
Paulson. I mean, yeah.
I want to sound like Rob Paulson.
I would say, yeah, there definitely is a lot of usefulness with him because you can definitely because he's multiplied so many versions.
it's the
of himself.
personality. It is the personality, and
Yeah.
like he has the
And-
huge drawback where if one feel pain, they
Yeah,
all feel
that's
pain.
that's the
and
biggest
it's like-
drawback.
It's like, well, that kind of sucks.
And
Yeah.
and it's interesting that in the AT you put the two that make up Echo Echo.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Psycho Echo's amazing. This poor guy, the eye guy, poor guy.
That's fair. That's fair.
I personally think it's low.
It's very low.
Yeah. I think the problem is we just didn't see enough of him.
One episode.
Yeah, literally. And it came out of nowhere. There was no build up. It was just boom, here's Eye Guy.
And one of the possible openings for Secret of the
I was about to
Omnitrix.
bring that up because what's the actual opening, Alien? I forget that he used.
I think it's Heat Blast because there's Heat Blast, there's Eye Guy, and then there's
I saw Accelerate.
Accelerate. Yeah, so it's either
That's the one I
Accelerate or Heat
saw.
Blast in a proper one.
His design is iconic.
Oh my god.
Eye Guy's peak. Nah, unfortunately he's not. We just didn't see enough of him.
Just do
I mean-
yeah, just do that.
Yeah, forearm.
Just go for it.
I mean, because
I'm gonna stay quiet.
He was in episode 2, right?
Yeah,
episode 2. Because that was Dr. Animo, which is like the craziest thing to go from like the drones and shit from Vilgax to like here's a guy who's crazy with like mad science and shit.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
don't like
if we put Humongosaur at the top in the last one, we have to do the same for Forearms.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
I don't know. I don't like forearms that much.
You're outvoted.
Really?
though.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're outvoted. You're outvoted, Darren.
I mean, you can put him inside S. That's completely fine. That's completely fine. I just personally would not put him in my tier list.
No, we'll go A because we're trying to do a balance of all three. That's fair.
Okay.
But for
And then
me,
the chat kills me.
no, you're fine. Kill him.
Sick him.
Find him. Send them all. Ghost Freak. I think he's high on my list, personally.
Really?
Featuring forearms.
I do not want that alien in my Omnitrix.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, because if you get him, there may be a chance he wants to break out and kill everybody you love.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and possess your
point.
cousin and nearly make her jump off a roof.
I cannot believe they pulled. I'm still shocked that they did that in the classic run.
Yeah.
Okay. What do
His
you think,
drawback is
Darren?
so high.
I mean, if we're talking like base form, just powers alone, he's very overpowered.
Yeah.
Something that like Ben could just be like, "Hey, Vilgax, I'm gonna freaking jump you in lava right now." His powers are so high. It's just,
If it came without the risk of him taking possessing you, then I would put him in S tier. But
He says, "I'll take my chances. I'll take my chances with him." Gray matter.
it's got to be high. This is one is a very high one.
Yeah,
I think.
I would say high.
yeah,
I think A.
Yeah.
he's not one of my favorites, but he's so useful. Like
Yeah.
Kenny hacked his Omnitrix to give him like full control.
Mm.
Like, and again, Ben doesn't use he doesn't think like, oh, I could just like hack any computer with this guy. I could just do all of these things with this guy.
Yeah, that was the learning curve episode, wasn't it? Where he was in the desert with those 3 mercenaries.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a very good episode. One of them was Tetrax, but yeah. Just do that.
No discussion
Yeah,
on that.
no wasted
The
time.
very first alien, and the fact too when Gwen in the What If episode goes Heat Blast as well, and then just do with so much more. Ben's like, "Oh my god, I couldn't even." He was like so shocked by it. I love it.
Yeah,
I love Heat Blast. I mean, and the fair point about Swampfire, I mean, they just did Swampfire because another fire-based alien first again.
Yeah.
Because Heat Blast is so iconic. I mean, the design too, I just can't get over. Like, it's so simple, yet it works so well. Can't get over it. I forget his name.
That's Spitter. That was another Ben 10,000 episode that we saw for like 2 seconds.
Gotcha.
it's going to be a low one.
He's a D for me. I have no. I think he's just gross. He's just
Okay.
he's gross.
Yeah,
He doesn't.
I'll take that.
Yeah, it's gross.
I'm not turning into him. I don't think.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
I really like Ripjaws. But he's not used enough because obviously we don't have enough water episodes.
Yeah.
It was the 3rd episode, the Kraken.
Yeah,
episode. Yeah.
that was a good episode as well.
Oh yeah.
I want to have him just in case I need him.
Yeah,
But like I'll swap him out for any other, like not on this list obviously, but I'll swap him out for any other water alien. So like, your Jet Ray or your like amphibian or whatever.
Ooh, yeah.
Stinkfly. I mean, he is useful.
Yes.
But do you really want to be stinky? And I don't know. I mean, because Heat Blast can already fly.
Yeah.
Like you don't have
Yeah.
to have Stink Fly for flying.
Yeah.
I think especially once we get other flying aliens in the franchise, he becomes so
Like-
obsolete to
yeah.
me.
Like
He's just
Jet Ray. Yeah, Jet
like
Ray.
Jet Ray is
Yeah.
cooler. You know, Big Chill is cooler. Even I mean, you got Ghost Freak who can kind of fly. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
We'll do C. That's fine.
Just because he was a staple alien for the
fair
classic
enough.
series.
Now I'm curious, Cannonbolt, because I don't think he's S, but I think he's A.
Ooh.
The episode where he was introduced was so disgusting.
Yeah, it was, but it was very good for his introduction, though.
Yes, it was.
But yeah, fair point.
They did use the wrong image.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, that's the Alien Force image.
I didn't make it.
How dare you, Chainsaw?
Yeah, how dare you? Even though I didn't make it.
I'm fine with A. I think he's
yeah,
in my personal S, but I'm
oh,
totally
yeah.
okay with A.
That's fine. Ooh, upgrade.
I would put him in S.
F.
Really?
Personally, I would put
Yeah.
him in S.
That's fair. I mean, because he even took over a train at one point. He can do anything.
Yeah.
Fair. Ooh.
Oh, God.
Cannonbolt's the first alien to be unlocked 2 times. That is true. That is true.
Upgrades an S. Yep, you have Cannonbolt B. Upgrade S. Okay. But way big. Way big.
He's another like Ripjaws type character where it's like it'd be nice to have him just in case I need to battle like a Cthulhu or whatever it may be. But like you can't like I don't know, you're in Main Street, you can't just go way bigger. You're gonna kill like 1,000 people. Like it's a tough one. He's only like a every once in a while kind of alien. So
Yeah.
like a B for me maybe.
Well,
Yeah.
can way big grow bigger, or he's always the same size?
He's always the same size.
Okay.
I can't get over the episode because I think Chainsaw you've seen this, the Trash Island episode.
Oh yes, yes.
Where Way Big ran so fast he created a tornado that sent the trash monster
thinking,
into space.
Did he tap into some freaking accelerate
Yeah.
FastTrack freaking stuff here? What the hell?
I know. I called bullshit on that episode.
It doesn't. No, because at a certain point he would fall over because the weight of him is so like there's no way he could have done that. Whatever.
Yeah.
They were more focused on Kevin doing references to other TV shows within the show
Yeah.
than to care about if this makes sense or not. Like we mentioned earlier, they do stuff within the show that doesn't make sense and probably will never happen again just for the story purpose for this to have to happen.
Yeah.
It's also like a version of Hercules where like he spins the tornado out into space and shit with the other Titans.
Yeah,
That's what he did. He literally did that. Super size is super inconsistent. I mean, I think I've noticed he's not always been the same height. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, that's a thing with like all the aliens. Like they'll just be like in one shot they're just way too big, and other shots they're way too small. It's
animation. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild Mutt.
D.
Really?
Wow. I mean, okay, that's fair.
I mean, listen. He's a good dog. He's fine, but he's also just like he's a dog. I don't know.
He's a good dog.
He's
Good dog.
I get a lot of hate from how much I listen. Like I don't hate any alien, but there's some aliens. And it's like there's cooler ones out there, man. I think he's like lower on my totem pole.
Wild Mutt goes to S. Wow.
I get it, man. I get it.
What do you think, Concept? I mean, I'm kind of mixed on him, but what do you think?
Personally, I would put him in A. But...
Oh wow. So level it out to like a B, maybe.
I think B's fine. I think B. I'd put him below way big.
Below Way Big.
Yeah. Wildvine. I think Wildvine's very useful.
Very useful.
Yes. Now, obviously, you get the best of both worlds with Swampfire, but
Yes, you do.
Another very underutilized one in Classic. I never got why Ben didn't use Wildvine more.
Well, if we notice, like over time, there's so many more aliens were introduced.
Yeah.
Like a lot more, and it's because the Ben 10,000 episode. Like that's what really I think set it over is that there were so many new aliens that were in that episode alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fine with A.
Go for it.
Okay.
I think A's fine.
Yeah.
For me, I'm not going to rush him up there, but I think Accelerate's an S tier. That's just
I agree.
me.
Take him straight to the top.
He's
Take
the
to the top.
coolest speed alien, I think.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
I hate the fact that Ben has not turned into Accelerate. Because literally, you would think with how much he used so many characters, and as we mentioned, some not so much.
Yeah.
A lot of the ones he used a lot in Classic, he's brought over and brought them back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hasn't. I just don't understand it. And maybe your point concept about the animation or whatever other stuff, but they still could have found a way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like they even showed the hologram of him in the Ultimatrix, like when he was.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they did.
I was
Have
like,
you
quick,
guys
go for that one.
Do you guys watch the intro for like the Ultimate Alien stuff now, or are you guys still kind of holding out?
It's already, but yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that was a big controversy where like they showed all the aliens. Loudmutt's in there, Accelerate's in there, Forearms, and Ripjaws is in there.
Ben Victor is in it.
Everything is in there, and going into it, you're like, oh my gosh, you're gonna get all the classic aliens back. It's like, well, kind of, I guess, for like 1 second or like one episode or whatever. They've slowly been reintroducing Heat Blast here and there, but like for the most part, they're gonna focus on like the UAF era.
Yeah.
They did joke about it in the episode where Ben gets knocked over by FastTrack in 2 seconds. Well, at least you didn't, and you're losing faster than you would with Accelerate, or whatever the joke was. Like,
Yeah.
They mentioned him by name. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's a pretty good line. I mean,
That's
the thing
a good
is, though,
lineup.
once you do these top four, it's okay. So
Yeah.
if you get the Alien Force, aliens in the mix, like, the combination of it all, what would you do? But yeah, I mean, I just want Omnitrix now.
Yeah.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Got myself an Ultimatrix.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
that's awesome.
I
You
used
got
to
that
have
Etsy
one.
too?
Yep.
Okay. How much was that? Because you said the jacket was really expensive.
I am not going to say it on camera because I'm slightly ashamed.
Uh-oh.
Really?
But-
was that custom made, or was that something that?
No, it wasn't custom made.
That's cool.
Very nice.
Yeah. The only problem is it severely limits wrist movement.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that too much. That's a
Yeah, the
I
Ultimatrix
don't-
is so clunky.
I don't know how Ben does it, but I can.
Ben's
Animation.
just sleeping on it. He's just like, oh gosh. Hits
Yeah.
himself on the face when he's sleeping.
Yeah.
Well, I get the point. Like, they wanted to redesign the watch, so they came up with the Ultimatrix. So they didn't want to make it look just like the Omnitrix, but maybe not. Well, we don't want it too like bulky, so we have to extend it. But that's the point. Like, you can't really move your hand that much. Like, there's certain movements you can't do with that thing on.
Because in the show Ben wears it on his left arm, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I can't, because when I'm writing my notes, I need my left arm, because I'm left-handed. I need my left arm to write my notes, but I can't do it with this thing on my wrist. So I have to wear it on my right arm instead.
There you go. I mean, as long as you get to wear it, right? It's the main thing.
Yeah,
However much you spent on it. Yeah. So apparently, they're making more Ben 10 comics.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is that's huge news for like the Ben 10 community. I think just mainly because it's the first thing we've got in forever. Like with like the Ben 10 community has been so starved for content. We're at a point where it's like literally anything. Give us anything.
Give us something.
And you know what? It's actually kind of been a big couple months. Like, again, it's us really appreciating the small things, but like that was announced. The McDuffie, I think, website is currently back up with a lot of his. I think it's him. Sorry if I said the name wrong, but like all of his like old drafts and scripts and infos about the aliens and stuff like that. That's finally back up. And Ben 10's also appearing in, I forget what the show's called, but there's like a boomerang type show with all these old characters and from old cartoons, and they all kind of live together or whatever. I think it's called Jelly World or something, Jellystone or something, and he's appearing in that show. Yeah, he's appearing in that show in this final season. So like small stuff is coming back, and hopefully that means something. Hopefully that means something's coming for Ben 10.
Do we know who's working on these Ben 10 comics?
Just Dynamite, and I mean, a lot of the people that worked on the show as well is kind of coming in and working on it, which is nice. And they've said it's they've said it's a full circle moment for Ben 10. So we're like, okay, does that mean we're returning to classic? Does that mean we're returning to the original continuity? Or it's also been a very popular theory that, hey, this is a new continuity and they're going to focus on their own thing and their own stories. I've heard the theory, and this is just people wishful thinking, where it's like, okay, they're going to use the comics to return to the original continuity, and then they're going to make a new show, which is its own thing. And that's the dream scenario where we get both of these best worlds. But we're going to have to wait and see. But I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, I was wondering because when I still have released the interview, this one mentioned on Discord, because I interviewed one of the creators, Joe Casey, and I haven't released the interview. At one point, I asked him, he's like, "Yeah, I'm working on some stuff," and I'm thinking, and when this news came out afterwards, I'm like, "Has he been working on Ben 10 comics?" And of course, he can't say nothing at the time. I'm like, I bet you he was, because he's still he works on comics now. I'm thinking he might have had a hand in this.
Yeah.
So.
And I think the comics are the best medium for Ben 10 outside of the actual animated shows themselves. Like, over movies, over games. I think Ben 10 just translates so well into comics because it feels like a comic book. It feels like it's it's insane when you think about it. Like, all these popular superheroes, they come from comics first. This was their own original thing, but it feels like it's just ripped right out of comic books. So I'm super excited for it.
I hope it's drawn in the same style as the cartoons.
Oh, that'd be so amazing.
Like when you get the What If episodes and they come back as it pulls back and it's like a comic panel.
Yeah, I do like that. Yeah, on the What If episodes or whatever. Which I honestly would have preferred more of those if we could get them. The What If, like, I love the idea of like, this is not in the continuity we've been following, but what if this happened? Like Gwen getting the Omnitrix.
That's basically.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it just proves that she's better at it, right? So. Yeah.
And that's basically what the comics are. Like, none of the comics are really canon up until this point. I'm pretty sure most of them aren't. But it's just like, hey, what if Ben met a mermaid? And I was like, okay, let's do that. Like, what if Ben crossed over with this character? It's like, oh my god, that's so cool. It's like Ben 10 with like Samurai Jack. Okay, let's do that. Like, it's some crazy comic stuff that they do over there. And
well, I think about like when Ben, like that cartoon of like Ben meeting the Justice League or something.
Yep.
Like, that'd be really cool to see, like, in comic form. Well, the Justice League met up with Godzilla and Kong. Like, I don't, I don't understand that. So I mean, why not Ben 10?
Yeah. The Justice League met up with the Looney Tunes.
Yep.
Or is Julie the mermaid? Could be.
I can't. I just don't know what they've done to Ben and Julie. Like, every episode, there's drama between them.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like they're just like overly doing it.
Yeah.
Just to make it like, oh yeah, there's problems.
Because the comments keep saying to me, like, all Ben 10 Ultimate Alien does is show you that Ben and Julie are not good together. And honestly, I can't help but agree, because that's all I've seen of those two.
Is this it?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So Ben, met a mermaid.
Okay.
All right.
That is a very fun comic, just for like the art alone, where it's like, oh my gosh, that's so cool.
I don't have the Ben 10 red. You gotta be careful about that shit. Oh, the freaking. Yeah, I typed in Ben 10 mermaid, and there's like fan art of Ben as a mermaid. I'm like, no, that's
hell
not what I meant. Not what I meant. That's weird as hell. But yeah. Let's see. Their first date was so awesome. The design. I don't know what design. The first was awesome. I mean, Julie and Ben at first were, good. Then
first two seasons are great.
Well, I mean, wasn't the first episode they got to? It was
on the pier.
Yeah, the pier, and then that was also ship.
Mm-hmm.
Ship.
This is Brainstorm's first episode.
She was introduced the very first episode of Alien Force.
Yeah, technically she was at the soccer match, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which they also showed the bullies in that episode too, where they were back. I think in that episode, the very first one, those bullies.
Yep.
which I thought their episode where they're like following stuff with a camera or whatever, like running around, whatever the episode was. I forget what it's called. But they were like pretending to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
And they had the camera crew following them around or something.
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious. It's poor bullies.
And the one time they get some sort of redemption, no one believes them.
Exactly. They saved the day and they're like, nah, ain't feeling it, nah. Yeah. Well, I watch Production Order. Do you watch Production Order, Kaisa?
I think so. Honestly, I've lost hope with trying to keep track of, because like everyone's got their own opinions. Like, is there 2 seasons with 30 episodes? Is there 1 season with like? Yeah, I don't know.
That's always been like, so like right now, as I'm watching what Ben 10 Theorist has been sending me, it says season 3, but I've been told by a lot of people, no, it's actually 2 seasons, not 3. And I'm like, regardless, you're still getting the episodes. It doesn't matter what it's titled, I guess, or season-wise. It doesn't matter. But
I will say, like in the comments are saying, the Omniverse one is very much needed because they'll just show things out of order, and that will very much affect the viewing of it all. Unfortunately,
that sucks.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I can help Kaisept. Oh, he can help Kaisept.
With what of many things?
The Omniverse order.
Okay.
Order.
Yeah.
There are many things I need help with.
Many things.
He's like, pay my taxes, please.
And not all of them are Ben 10 related.
Sure. Want to go down the list of all the things you need help with?
So, since we did this last, you guys went through the Aggregor arc for the first time. What were your guys' thoughts on that arc as a whole?
It's one of the best story arcs they've ever told.
Oh yeah.
It's up there.
I think when it goes Ultimate Aggregor, I kept thinking to myself, how are they going to stop this? Like, he's already powerful as it is, and he's kidnapped aliens, and when you realize the very specific reason for capturing these specific aliens, you're like, oh my god, he's creating to where he's God. Like, he cannot be stopped. And I never expected the outcome where it's Kevin.
Yeah.
Who I never would have guessed that is the direction with how they're going to stop him. And of course they do it in the same episode as young Ben's there. So there's a lot of stuff happening there at once.
And they used it to clear up a lot of like the change that we experienced from Kevin in Classic to Kevin in Alien Force and Ultimate Alien. Like the explanation of like absorbing energy causes them to go insane. Like that was a much needed explanation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
To make sense of Kevin.
Yeah, pretty much. It does end suddenly. It does. But it ends in a pretty big way.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Kevin has to do... And it was already told by Paradox. It's something bad's going to happen. And we weren't prepared for it.
No.
S tier? I would say, S tier.
Yeah, it's in my top 2 arcs of the show.
It was only like 5 episodes, but it was a good 5 episodes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think because of that, I've always kind of thought of them as like one arc, but like I guess it is just like a little 5-episode arc, which again, that's also one of the most controversial arcs of the show, where there's been in the conversation a lot recently, where it's like Ben just wanted to kill Kevin, like that. That was a big part of it.
Murder.
I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on that? Like, were you, I guess not okay with it, but like, were you down with that whole thing, or were you angry at Ben for?
I hated Ben for those 5 episodes. I was like, come on, bro, you were literally saying like a few episodes ago that he's now become your best friend, or like the older brother you never had, and 2 episodes later you're like saying we're gonna kill him. Like, there's no redemption for him whatsoever. We're gonna kill him.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Because that is a problem, because Ben, I think, went too far. I think at a certain point in the arc, it makes sense for Ben to start, if he would to then start saying, okay, there's no other way we can do this. But at the start, he's already saying it. I'm like, wait a minute, dude, wait a minute.
He came to that conclusion very quickly.
If he
Yeah.
would have waited a couple episodes when some of the other shit goes down, then I would say, okay, I see where Ben's coming from, because he stopped Aggregor in Ultimate form. How are we going to stop Ultimate Kevin?
Yeah.
So I get that point, but yeah, he was too fast to jump to, like, I want to kill somebody.
I think because I think that was the opinion that many people have had, for the longest time. But Ink Tank, through his reactions, brought up a very good point on this entire thing, where Aggregor was the first villain, and again, I'm just quoting what he was saying. I think a lot of people are starting to agree with that take. But Aggregor was the first villain to ever beat Ben. Ben never beat Aggregor. He beat Ben again and again and again. And by the time, again, he didn't stop him. It was Kevin. And so by the time it's Ultimate Kevin, he's like, I failed. I am at my point. I failed to beat him. My best friend's a monster. He's out killing people and hurting the people I love. He has to go down. And I think Ben's just exhausted. I think he's tired. I think he just wants a break. And in his mind, he's like, no, I failed to take care of that one. I have to take care of this one. And that's why he's so quick to be like, he has to die. And I would have liked maybe one more episode for him to be like, no, we're going to save him. And then a breaking point. I would have liked maybe a moment where Gwen almost dies or something. And he's like, no, screw it.
And that's the point. Yeah.
Because when Gwen brought Michael Morningstar in, and they presented the idea to Kevin, saying we might have an idea to help Kevin, and he was like, I don't like it. You don't know any. They have not told you their plan. How can you say you don't like it?
Because Ben's being stubborn.
Yeah.
As we've seen since, especially after the arc of the, in season 2, at the end of season 2, Alien Force,
the hybrid.
Hybrid. I couldn't think of the name.
Yeah.
After that, Ben becomes an asshole. He goes right back to being an idiot because I saved the entire galaxy. Okay, we got it, dude. But that's how he acted for so long. So this is just another side of Ben that wasn't too shocking, but it was too fast, as we've been mentioning. And it isn't that surprising because that's how Ben is. Ben, I even addressed this with Gwen when it's she teleports them out or whatever, or no, she was infected by the Dagon or the Dagon, whatever the fuck the name is, and she's in a really bad spot, and so Ben's trying to make a joke, and Ben's like, yes, I'm always the one trying to make jokes and not take things too seriously. That's the problem, Ben. I get it. You're a teenager. You're gonna make mistakes, but dude, you have. It's the Ultimatrix. It's been you all these years protecting a lot of people.
Yeah.
And you're not taking all of this seriously. And only at times, even young Ben addressed this too when he came back. It's like, yeah, I make jokes all the time, but I know when I need to get serious. But you don't know it enough. That's the problem. And mistakes happen. And look what happens. Things unfold, and because literally this show would be able to end its storyline so much faster if Ben actually took shit seriously from the start.
Yeah. And I also think it's probably a part of it. Again, he's talked about that. It's his coping mechanisms to he can't take things too seriously or it'll get out of hand. But also his dynamic has now shattered. Kevin's evil now. Gwen's distraught that her boyfriend's gone. His whole comfort zone is destroyed, and that's in his mind. It's well, now I have to take care of this. And one of my favorite scenes in the whole franchise is that phone car ride with Grandpa Max, where he's in the thing where it's this is the right move. This is the move I would make, but it's not the Ben move. And I think that shows that he is not in his normal headspace. He's just trying to do the best he can. And I think that's so fascinating because Ben's not a character with a no-kill rule. He's a character that if it comes down to it, he will take you out. Yeah. He will if he has to. He showed that with the scene with the Knights, where it's I'm Ben Tennyson. If you don't listen to me, I'm going to murder you in this moment. So it's I love that for him, and I think it brings up a very. I don't think many characters have that line where I think it puts him in such a fascinating spot where it's I will kill you. I will try not to, but if I must, I will. I think that's so fascinating.
Yeah.
I think that was a fair point to bring up the conversation between Max and Ben in that moment, because I think that's one of the best scenes of the whole entire continuity that I've seen.
Good.
It's such a good moment because to me, that wasn't Max as Grandpa Max. That was Plumber Max.
Yeah.
That's the guy who's fought in wars, who's fought aliens, who's seen a lot of shit in his time. That's that Max who's talking and go, well, I'd kill Kevin too, but that's not you.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand where you're coming from, because Max has known Kevin for a while, so it's not easy for him to also say, yeah, you got to kill Kevin, but in his mind, with how powerful he is and what he's doing, yeah, we got to kill him. It's like,
Yeah.
wow. I need to go back and rewatch that scene. That's so good.
And
God.
you know what? It hurt losing Max as a regular character, but I just appreciate him so much more when he does show up.
Oh yeah, that's fair. I do. I think we discussed it before about the original trio and the new trio. I miss that dynamic of Gwen, Ben, and Max. I do. I really miss that.
Yeah.
But I also understand at a certain point. I mean, it already felt kind of crazy that he was running around as grandpa running around with all this shit. Now he's even older now, but they still had him doing action shit and doing crazy stuff, like protecting Ben's family's house. He's just out there in the backyard, just like shooting people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, Max, you do what you need to do, man. Damn.
Since the last time we did this, we also got, and this is something you've been like requesting for a very long time, but that's the Max Origin episode.
Yes.
And every time you would bring that up, I'd be like, I can't say, like, he wants this, I can't say nothing. It's coming.
What was it?
The Max Origin like prequel episode when he's younger, and
I
every
want a
time
young
you're
Max
like,
show.
yeah, I want a Max show.
That sets it up. It sets it up.
Yeah.
It literally feels like a backdoor pilot for a young Max show.
Yeah.
It does. And when they were getting chased by the robot, I was like saying, this is so Terminator 2. This is so Terminator 2.
I think that was clearly the reference they were going for,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah. I don't know if it was the best like pitch for it though. Like I don't know. I do think that episode's a little bland in some areas. I don't.
Yeah, it's very one and done.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, is there a potential in the Max prequel? Maybe there could be, but I feel like that episode for me didn't sell me on that. And like, I guess the question is like, how do you make a show like that stand out on its own outside of a show like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or X-Files or whatever, especially like without the like Omnitrix as like your gimmick for the show or whatever.
Well, because you're expanding upon what we kind of hardly know about plumbers, and they've already done a bit of that. Especially in Classic, where it goes flashes back, and there's young, skinny Vilgax.
Yeah.
You're like, what the hell? And then I forget her name, but she reveals she sent the Omnitrix, and she was the one. Yeah, Xylene.
Yeah.
That's character. Why the fuck should I bring her back? They should have brought her back. So stupid. But the relationship in the history, right? I'm like, I want to see the origin of that. I want to see where did they meet. There's a lot of things they could do with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Kevin's dad, like later on, they did that as well. Like, there's so many things they could do.
Yeah. You would have brought Xylene back, though. It would have complicated things with Verdona.
I don't give a shit. Do it. I don't care.
I want to see that fight.
That'd be amazing. No, don't get me excited. That's awesome. I love that. Yeah, Verdona fights, and then Xylene has an Omnitrix. Fuck it. Who cares? Verdona, yeah. That'd be amazing.
Verdona would slaughter Xylene.
I don't care. It'd be amazing, though. I'd love it. Here's a good question. I'm pretty sure at some point Darren was bringing it up, but Ben 10,000, our continuity Ben 10,000 from Ultimate Alien.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts?
I mean, here's the thing. When you show future episodes, you kind of tie yourself in, like, okay, now we've got to make our story lead up to that.
Yeah.
Whereas now they just went with the idea, like, the future's ever changing. Like, I'm not the same Ben 10,000 you met back then. Like, the future's ever changing. It's constantly fluctuating. So, yeah. It was a good episode. It was a very good episode with Eon coming back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. It redeemed the movie.
Yes.
Because then you realize, oh fuck, it's not canon. Thank Jesus. But that Ben.
It's also it's weird. Like it's canon within the multiverse, right? Within the.
Yeah, but like in terms of our continuity that our Ben's following, that's the problem.
Yeah.
And honestly, I feel like thinking more about it because we saw a bunch of Ben 10s under those masks that were just different Ben 10s he's captured. None of them really
Mhm.
looked any different than Ben. They
Yeah.
all looked the same. I'm like, wait a minute. In the multiverse, a version of Ben is going to look completely different. There should
Yeah.
be a female Ben.
Yeah.
There should be a Ben that maybe is older.
Yep.
Because going to different worlds doesn't mean you're going to the same exact time. Because every multiverse, the Earth or whatever planet they're landing on, is in a different stage of its progression. I don't know. Maybe, but I get it. It saves because they have
Yeah. Saves
animate
time on
all
the
of it.
animation.
Yeah, that's why. That's why I know.
I mean, yeah, the ultimate or like the Ben 10,000 stuff I've had to tiptoe around, like in past streams when you're like, "What's your thoughts on Ben 10,000?" And look at my hand, I'm like, "Which one?" I don't whatever.
Yeah.
But
That makes sense. You're like,
I was like, "Oh, I don't know what can I say." But I think like this is people don't love this version of the character. Like it's got a lot of hate over the years in terms of, like especially just the way he transforms, where it's just human Ben with the powers of the aliens. There's a lot of like questions like how does Goop work? How does Diamond
God.
Head work? How do some of these aliens work in that context? And then the other side of it, people being like, it's just lame. It's the lamest way to use Omnitrix. And I was like, you know what? That's probably fair. But I remember as a kid, I thought it was like super cool. It's like Vixen with Ben 10, where just you kind of gain the abilities of the aliens and stuff like that. But
I get it because they wanted to do something a little bit different.
yeah, they were trying something new.
Yeah, because we had already seen Ben literally in the continuity or in that timeline, whichever timeline it was, where he was literally just aliens all the time. That's his whole life and nothing else. So he literally was never Ben anymore. He was just. But oh god, I didn't think about this more. His son doesn't even matter now. That wasn't even canon. Fuck.
Nope, different timeline. Nope,
Yeah, so it's not canon. It's not canon.
Yeah. And Kevin 11,000 as well, and his kid.
So stupid. And that was such a good episode too. I
It was a
that
great
episode.
Yeah.
And then they go, bah, not canon. Shit. All right, whatever.
That episode with Eon though, it's the only time where you see Paradox get fucked over. It's the only time where Paradox is shocked by something. I was like, bloody hell, that's elevating Eon to a whole new level of villain to pull one over on Paradox.
You can definitely tell her because I uploaded a short from my reaction to the Ben 10,000, and that has like how many views does it have now? Hold on, let me look. Because it's got a lot of views, and there's a lot of comments. People saying this is so dumb, this is stupid, I hated this. It's like yeah. Oh, 934,000 views. Holy crap!
Oh,
This exploded.
God.
Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of comments on that saying there's like there's 191 comments. There's a lot of people having opinions on Ben 10. So you see the fandom like where they're kind of standing on this like this new concept. Or at least the new concept at the time. So ooh. Which name do we like more? Ben 10, Alien Force, Ultimate Alien? I mean, okay. I'm
like
personally
Alien
fine with.
Force.
Oh, yeah. I personally like just I mean, Ben 10. It's just simple.
Yeah.
But but in terms of a subtitle, I mean, I'd like the idea of Alien Force. Yeah.
Yep, Alien Force I think is great. And I think it really, like, I think it holds a better title than Ultimate Alien did, where, like, Ultimate Alien, let's be honest, there's not a lot of Ultimate Aliens happening in Ultimate Alien. It's like,
yeah, fair.
It's whatever. They don't have that many of them, or he doesn't do it that much. Where Alien Force, it's about them putting together an alien force. Like, that's the main, the first 2-season journey. And even season 3, like, the alien force is Ben, Gwen, and Kevin working together. Like, that's the alien force. So,
oh, yeah.
I think that one works a bit better for me. But also the classic is a classic for a reason.
I do still wish we would have got like what I thought Alien Force was going to be originally, where Max is on the run and we're constantly on his tail chasing him. Along the way, we're building up an army of plumber kids.
Yeah.
Which we kind of got, but it was on a much smaller scale than I thought it was going to be.
That would have been cool to see that.
Yeah.
That kind of idea. And of course, then we had to kind of flip it because like they had to kill Max, which is hilarious still to this day because I reacted to that with a Santa hat on. It was for Christmas. It's like, oh, yeah, timing, man. The timing wasn't good. Um, fan content have been. I plan on checking out a lot of stuff when I can of Ben 10 stuff.
Mhm.
You know, when there's no spoilers, because I
Yeah.
love the world so much. Yeah.
There's a lot you still can't without spoilers.
Yeah,
So,
no, that's
yeah.
my main deterrent from it.
Yeah, once you
'cause-
guys are done with it all, there's some things I can send you throughout the fandom, but like right now it's like, well, what can I show you? But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
and I've asked my Discord, and they've sent me some stuff, and like I even found that the Carnifex or whatever, like that horror Omnitrix video. It's like a live action, like he turns into like Heat Blast or whatever, and it's a really cool little video. But like, there's not a lot of stuff that is out there that you can really watch.
Mm.
So, yep. So okay, here's the thing: you've seen the reboot, Darren, right or no?
I've not seen it. I've seen certain aspects of it. I've seen the
Ooh.
finale, but I've not committed to seeing all of it because when that show first came out, I was mad. Like middle school Darren was like, no, they ruined my show. I can't believe they did that. But like over time, I've been able to be like, well, no, it's for a different generation of kids. Like it's for the younger kids now, just like the original was for me when I was a kid. And I've come to like appreciate that show for like keeping the like franchise alive all these years. I mean, I don't know reaction wise. I don't know if that's something you would want to do because it is for like a younger. But there's some movies, maybe the finale is something you might want to.
Yeah, there's a couple films, and it's like people are always like kind of split because like even when I mention Omniverse, people are like, no, no. I've heard that for a while, like Omniverse, no, and the reboot, everyone like pretty much everyone says no. So I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a different kind of show, I think. It's just like, yeah, if you're 20 or, whatever, and you're watching and you're a fan of the original, maybe it's not for you. And that's okay. It's also not supposed to be, right? It's going for a different kind of thing. So, but yeah, I mean, I've seen the final episode and I say, like, maybe that's something you'd, maybe want to check out kind of thing. So
the final episode of the reboot.
It's a very Teen Titans Go feel. Like,
yes, it's the same vibe.
But it's the same show for a different generation.
Sure. But also I've heard from people who have seen it where they're like, yes, it is for a younger generation. But if you go into that knowing that, some of it's not that bad. Like there are some cool things that they do throughout the series, and that's cool.
I'll say this because I don't know. He didn't mean to, but because I told Joe when I interviewed him, I was on Ultimate Alien. I had not finished it. He's like, well, yeah, because I was asking him like if he remembered anything from creating the original Ben 10, because that's what he really worked on. And then he worked on Reboot. Okay. Like, yeah, man. So if you watch Reboot, I think it's in the interview. He's like, yeah, man, you watch Reboot. We actually some of the original ideas we had for Kevin or brought in, and he started mentioning some of those things. I'm like, I couldn't stop him. I'm like,
oh,
all right. He said that about Kevin. He said that about Kevin. All right, okay. But I understand his point because for him, it's like, hey, we had concepts and ideas for these characters.
Yep.
I think he's the one who came up with the idea of Kevin. Like Kevin 11, like that was something that was very specific. Like they wanted to do as a counterpoint to Ben.
Yes.
And so Ben 10, Kevin 11. And so, but he said, but then ideas changed. So when I was kind of working more creatively on the reboot, I brought those original elements back into Kevin in the reboot. I'm like, okay.
That's very clear.
And then he's told me some of those things. I'm like, all right. Didn't want to know that, but I mean, I may not watch it, or if I do, it might not be for reactions, but I don't know. I'll be devoted enough to watch. Future me will be like, yes, I have to watch Reboot.
Well, hopefully by then there'll be a new show. Crossing my fingers.
If they announce a new show, we're gonna have to come back on a special live stream as soon as possible to discuss our thoughts on a new show. If they announce it.
How many do you have left of Ultimate Alien? Do you know how many?
I've only got 3 more episodes left.
Damn.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I just watched. Well, I haven't seen the one that's coming out tomorrow. I'm gonna watch that tonight. Gotcha. I watched Solitary Alignment 223. Well, that's if I call it season 223, and I think I have like 6, 7, 8 more episodes, maybe.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly how many more I got to go.
Gotcha.
I think you've got 9 because when I'm watching it, I think that was episode 11, and there's 20 episodes of the season. So,
Okay, so there might
so I
be.
think
Yeah,
you've
so
got
there's
might
still a
have
number
9.
more. That's fine.
Okay. So
Yeah.
there's about 80 episodes of Omniverse. You have about 9 of this left. So that's about 90 weeks almost of Ben 10 left. That's enough time to get an announcement.
Which means I'll be watching Ben 10 if I don't go to the reboot until 2026.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
I mean, to put it in like a perspective, Ben 10, if you count Ultimate Alien as 3 seasons, that's 18 seasons of TV, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Nearly 200 episodes.
My God. I've never hated a Ben 10 show. All of them are good in their own ways, and that's fair to look at.
Okay.
I mean,
I agree.
Fair enough.
Because there's some people that were in the comments saying, well, Ben 10 Theris was saying that the reboot was really dedicated to younger audiences.
Yeah.
Understand? Yeah, and that's fine because I mean at that time, the original classic Ben 10 was aimed towards younger audience, but it was a different regime of Cartoon Network where they had. Like, it was towards kids, but anybody could really watch those shows back then.
Yeah.
So, but things have changed now in terms of, or at least more recently, about animated kids.
Everyone's much more sensitive about what their kid watches.
Yeah. I mean, I was around. I just didn't watch it. I don't even know if I even heard of it back then. I don't remember the first time I even heard about Ben 10. I don't even know.
I may have seen like 1 or 2 episodes of the classic series when it was coming out, but I never like watched the whole continuity, the whole story through.
Yeah, I was like 3, so
yeah.
$8 billion franchise? My God.
Yeah.
I keep seeing like the comments saying like it made more money than the DCEU. I'm
yeah,
like, that's so sad.
But like if you take it into like consideration all the toys and all the video games and all the shows and all the they had like a game show. Like it's crazy at what they were putting into the show and stuff like that.
And the
We've
fact
got to bring it back.
Yeah, we don't have like we're getting comics, but you think they would be like Warner Brothers would be like, all right, we got this IP that like has made so much money. Why don't we have another show?
Yeah.
Question. I think this is a good question. One of the last good questions we're gonna have. We're gonna wrap up pretty soon. But would you want a live action show if it was high budgeted?
Ooh.
Would you want a live action show?
It depends if it was like continuing the continuity of Ultimate Alien or if it was a brand new show.
Like starting a brand new continuity?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't need Ben 10 in live action, if I'm gonna be honest. I think it just works best in the medium of animation.
Have the movies scarred you that much?
Like, no, I mean, I like the movies. I honestly do. Like, those are movies I grew up on. It's just, I mean, especially movie. I actually think the movies are a very bad medium for Ben 10, especially if you're telling a new story for the first time, because it's like you just don't have enough time to be like, here are 10 different aliens. Like, I think in Ben 10, you want to see all the different aliens. Yeah. I don't even know how you would do like an origin Ben 10 movie. It'd be so hard. And like, I would just want, in terms of that, like I would just want a new series with like a new continuity, setting itself on its own. And then if you want to do movies, branch off, do like what Secrets did, where it's like, hey, this is a movie about the show we already have out there at the moment. Yeah. So that's just that's where I'm at. I don't need live action, but I mean, if it does, I'll be excited because it'll be something at least. Like,
yeah. I think it would work, but I understand your point of like, okay, the transformations, the designs of the aliens, what continuity. There's a lot of thinking that would have to go into making it work. What about a Ben 10 show done in the animation style of Destroy Aliens? So the CG. Well, it depends. Because, see, I'm currently watching Transformers Prime right now, which is a CG base like this.
I will swear by that show. It's very good.
Transformers Prime?
Yes. I know you're pushing through the rough parts right now, but it does get good.
I watched Predatory. That's coming out after the stream's done. I'll put that out a little later. Like, that's the Arachnid introduction episode with RC. Such a good episode.
Very good.
But there's also limitations to that because 90% of the time, there isn't any other characters besides the ones we're focusing on in the backgrounds of shots. Like it's literally, you can tell there's a lot of like saving, and even in that Ben 10 film, like there's a lot of just empty space because there's they're focusing on just the trio, and that's it. So if they were to do a show in that kind of format, they would have to make it feel like, okay, it's not empty, or embrace it and just come up. But I would prefer just
it's a very jarring style of animation.
It is, but I would say some of the designs of, like, especially Arachnid, that villain with RC who took anime, I love that design. It's so cool.
It's very
Oh
my god, that show gets so good.
I don't like the humans though. I still can't stand the humans, but
that's the same with all Transformers though.
Well, yeah. No, we're not going Tom Holland. No Tom Holland. No.
But also, it's also been 12 years since that movie came out, so like the animation would inherently look better, I would assume.
Because Transformers Prime came out in 2010, or something. So if it came out now, but I mean, I think if you look at like animation styles, like even the Across the Spider-Verse films, where it's like unique, or like how they did the Mutant Mayhem, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Like, so there's a certain style they could come up with, like a new style for Ben 10.
Yeah.
That would work, and they could do as a new show.
Ben 10 anime.
I wouldn't be opposed to it.
That would be crazy.
With the amount of like details they put into that kind of shit, yes. I mean, I've seen some stuff online. I don't know what like anime it is, but like I see some of like the stuff they've done in these anime shows that are coming out now. I'm like, imagine that if that was in Ben 10. Like, holy crap.
I mean, X-Men 97, something like within that art style. It's just like can you imagine some of that stuff with like Heat Blast and all the animation you could do with that? Oh my gosh, it'd be great.
Like some of the stuff Cyclops done. I'm like, imagine if Heat Blast was doing that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like my god.
Great.
Insane. Upgrade looked great. Yeah, I mean, a lot of them looked good.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And for 2012, it looked great.
Yeah.
And, like, the live action films were not good, but they tried with the aliens. They gave it their all. They tried.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Diamond Head, Wild Mutt was like, oh my god, guys. Okay.
It was a Cartoon Network movie. They never looked good. But...
Yeah. I will say though, I think Big Chill and Alien Swarm looked pretty solid.
Yeah.
I think, but like I said, and even Humongosaur, that was a cool sequence. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
Boy, I just.
And I will say for Alien Swarm, the casting for the trio was spot on. I think it was decent.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin. I don't know. I have to go back and like look at that. Like, I don't know about Kevin, but
I liked Kevin.
The problem is Grandpa Max. I think that was the worst in both.
I didn't like that.
They failed twice.
The sequel was worse. I still go back to that moment where he's like holding something over. He's like going to drop something on someone's head. I'm like, okay, this is not Max. I know that actor, but that is not Max. No. Mm-hmm. Man, ooh, Lego Monkey Kid or Rise. Yeah, I mean, the Rise show of TMNT. Yeah. Cool. That was pretty cool. Yeah. Why not?
Arcane, like an Arcane kind of look.
Don't say that. Arcane is so good. That, oh my god. A Ben 10 show in Arcane. Holy crap.
Cool.
We're overhyping ourselves.
Yeah. Was for nothing. Because when there's when they were now celebrating 100 years of Warner Brothers, there was like something where they're developing, and one of the things was Ben 10. It's like,
I was like, 100 years of Ben 10? That's crazy.
100 years of Warner Brothers. Okay. Yeah. Ben 10 and Fortnite? I would love Ben 10 and Fortnite.
Who do you choose? Is it just Ben? Is it just Ben?
Here's what you do. Okay, here's the thought. As we know with Fortnite, they do mini battle passes, so like small battle passes, like the Captain Jack. Ben is the mini battle pass, right? So you have Ben, and then I think at the skin at the end you unlock is maybe like Ultimate Ben or like where he's like older or whatever, and then I think you put Gwen, Kevin, and Max as shop skins.
Yeah, and then maybe one alien. I
think you do some aliens too. I think you do some.
You've got to do Vilgax as well. Doing Vilgax.
I didn't think about Vilgax. Okay.
Original Vilgax.
Shotgun.
Okay.
Original Vilgax.
how about we just like say, okay, Fortnite, just do a whole entire collab with Ben 10. We're gonna have Vilgax, we're gonna have all these, we're gonna have aliens, and I think some of the emotes like they could do unlock include aliens that are not purchasable. So like, okay, we're not gonna do Brainstorm, but he can turn into Brainstorm as an emote, and then he'll go back to Ben, like something like that. But you would
funny.
have to have Heat Blast. Oh, Heat Blast looks so cool.
Oh yeah.
Cannonbolt just rolling down the path.
Epic Game, I know you've got a multi-billion-dollar deal with Disney right now, but please listen to
Ben
us
with a
three
gun.
small YouTubers.
Epic Games, just give us a Ben 10 game. Just
Ben with a
do
gun.
a
Just
side
listen
thing.
to us three small YouTubers right
Ben-
here. We want
Ben
Ben
with a
10.
Ben
I
just
know you're
popping
working with
caps.
Disney now, but screw them. Make just like partner with Man of
God.
Action. It'll be fine.
Okay.
Oh god.
I'm happy but sad
I'm
at the
looking at the
same time.
classic list right now. Hold on, let's see here. So not Alien Force. I think Swampfire has to be one. I think I'd do Big Chill as another. Wrath has to be one if we're gonna do any of them. I think Wrath would be amazing.
Wrath of the Shotgun would make my day. That'd be great.
Let's see, where's the other ones at?
I'm so
for the
happy but
classic.
sad at the same time.
Then from Insomniac would be great. Yeah, that's
Oh
been
my
my pitch
God.
for years. Just like
Uh,
high budget.
Diamond Head.
Vilgax can finally kill Ben.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I would say Heat Blast, Diamond Head, Swampfire. In terms of aliens, I think it'd be really cool if Ben turned into Ghost Freak as one of the emotes. That'd be kind of cool if we did that. Yeah. Or like the idea,
Ditto. Ditto has like
Ooh,
an emote, just him
yeah.
dancing around. That'd be so cool.
Okay. Any final thoughts before we wrap this up, boys?
I just want to put it out there to the people watching. If any of you know anyone who makes like Ben 10 3D models or something, send them our way.
Oh, nice.
Like-
Okay.
Like the backdrop would look amazing with it, and you know what? They don't have to be painted. I'll paint them my fucking self if I have to. I want some proper Ben 10 like statues or something. Anyone know anything? Get in touch with us. I would
see.
love to see it.
I'm typing in Ben 10 statues right now. Let's see.
Well, they definitely got some like fan made stuff, I think.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah.
have to. Like anyone with a 3D printer and 3D modeling techniques, like skills, just please start modeling and then send them to us. I will happily promote your business.
I thought my wife was messaging me saying, "Can you shut up? I hear you from up here." But no, she's just like saying, like, when are we getting dinner? I don't know. Okay, this is cool. It's on Etsy. This is a Big Chill one. It's not being sold anymore.
That
Oh, that's cool.
That's pretty
is
cool.
very cool. Is that D an alien? Like
Yeah.
like a little the
Yeah,
parrot
yeah,
or whatever?
it is.
It's a
Okay.
PG face hugger.
Love it.
Exactly. Yeah, PG facehugger. Yeah. Yeah, I'm seeing like just like there's like Ben 10 like looks like action figures are really popping up.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I found this picture. Oh my, this I don't know how to. This I guess this is live action forearms.
Uh-oh.
Oh wow.
Jesus.
I think I've seen that before.
My god.
You know what? If they can pull that off in a high budget series like you were saying, that looks very good.
Yeah. It's insane. There's really cool art that's out there. But and maybe that's something I'm gonna ask my fans, like send me like cool fan art or something that really cool to watch or check out. But yeah.
I mean, it's just kind of like a pardoning thing. Like, how are you guys feeling? Like, ultimately, at the end of like the UA era of Ben 10, like this is you're a couple episodes away from being at the end of this kind of era of Ben 10. How's it feel?
It's frightening to be honest.
Yeah, because now we're kind of used to, okay, Alien Force was like, what's happening? Oh God, Ben's older. Oh what? And now this is it, right?
Yep.
Like, it's strange.
Mm.
It felt strange wrapping up Classic because I didn't want it to end. I was so upset. I'm like, I hate the fact that this is ending, but I also understand they're probably running out of ideas. I'm like, okay, we gotta wrap this up.
Yeah.
So I get that,
Yeah.
but man,
I wasn't as sad when Classic ended because I knew that Ultimate Alien and Alien Force carried on that continuity, but I know that Omniverse doesn't
It does.
do that. Does
it
it?
does. Yes.
Oh,
Same
okay.
continuity.
Okay, I'm not as sad anymore.
Yeah, I've heard that it's the 4 shows and then the reboot
Yeah.
changes and it goes back to the
Yes.
beginning.
I definitely knew that the reboot. I mean, it's in the title.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought
they've got
Omniverse
Ben
was
10
its own
reboot.
continuity. But
Yep. Nope.
guess
It's
not.
the same continuity. As much some people would be like, no, it's not. It is. It's definitely
Okay.
is.
Well,
And-
thank you,
and
Darren,
those
for...
And those episodes are only 10 minutes as well. That's going to be a breeze to edit.
The Omniverse ones? No, they're 20.
Are they? Okay.
Yep.
People were telling
Classic
me they were 10.
is only 10 episodes. I mean, not classic. The reboot's only 10 episodes.
Oh,
Or
right.
10,
Okay.
10 minutes. I'm sorry.
so the reboot's only 10-minute episodes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say that would have been a breeze to edit
Nope.
if they were only 10
Nope,
minute
they're
episodes.
20, unfortunately.
Yeah, just upload the whole thing. Screw it, right?
Or not unfortunately, because they're great, but unfortunately for you, I guess.
I mean, yeah, for us, yeah. The pain,
I mean, that's
the
fine.
Pain,
The pain of editing.
the pain. It sucks.
The
But,
number one
thanks.
wish of all YouTubers is to have their own editor.
Yeah, and well, some people do, but there are a lot of money, which sucks. But
yeah.
I understand. Yeah. Well, thank you to Kai Sept and Darren for being here once again. I don't know when the next one's going to be, but who knows? If they announce a Ben 10 show, we're going to hop on and do something. We have to do something like, holy crap. I don't know what the next one's going to be. I guess we can just kind of play it by ear and see what Darren thinks would be a good point once we're caught up at a certain point to come back and chat again. And maybe we'll have more of a plan of other stuff to do besides just chatting and just kind of like looking at stuff, or us going through the whole aliens. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been great chatting with you guys. Yes, sir.
There's a character that showed up in Ultimate Alien that we didn't talk about.
Okay.
What do you think of Eunice?
Interesting concept. I still don't know, but I think showing more of Asmus like tech and him building stuff, I think that's interesting, right? Like the idea of like, okay, so he built a Omnitrix and it took some of Gwen's DNA and now it's Eunice. So
That's
Ben's
that's
attracted to it.
Yeah, that's the controversial thing of it all, where it's like, why are like the fact that it's kind of Ben's cousin? It's like the cousin of like Gwen's DNA. And...
It's not really his cousin, but I actually he's trying to hook up with a creation of Asmuth that took the DNA. Yeah.
And also, he's in a committed relationship. Like, he's still dating Julie through all of this. It's like,
once again,
God damn it, Ben.
Ben's an idiot.
Yeah.
And then Kevin's just flirting with her the whole time as well. It's like, Gwen's right here, Kevin.
It's
Shut up.
It's
Oh my god.
That is
You know
good.
what? You know what? We've decided the Ben 10 live action show needs to be on HBO.
Oh my god!
Because
imagine if
they'll
they did
do
the
that.
Eunice arc.
They'll do that for you.
Yeah, I would. Best love interest for Ben. God.
I mean, if they took away a couple of the weirdness of it, I'd be like, all right, let's see where it goes.
Ugh.
Okay.
Ugh. Yeah. But, yeah, I like the idea of like, okay, because we've been kind of hinted and told over time, and we even saw it with the flashback with the sword and everything, that Asmund has done a lot of work and has built a lot of stuff and done a lot of things. So we didn't really know to what extent outside of the Omnitrix at a point. Now we know there's more stuff, and now the sword's even like, holy crap! Okay, Asmund, what are you doing, man? Come on, like what the crap, man? But that's Asmund for you. That's what it is. I mean, yeah, that's what I've heard. Like, if you literally put them next to each other, it's the same face.
I made that joke like after George beats up the whole trio. Like Kevin's like rubbing his eyes, and then he asks like Ben, "What do you think, Ben?" And he looks over at Gwen, and she's like, "Are you saying I look like Ben?" I'm like, and I was just like, "Well, you are directly designed off him, just as a girl."
Yeah. I wonder if that was. I don't think that was intentionally a joke, but maybe it was.
It might have been.
It might have been.
These writers, if season 3 of Alien Force showed you anything, it shows how transparent the writers are about their own jokes.
That's fair. Eating gold poop. Fair point.
Yeah.
Fair point. Once again, thanks to Kai Sept and Darren for being here. We'll definitely chat again soon. Sooner than like the 10-month wait. Holy crap. I think that last stream, my voice was going out because I had just moved and I got sick. So I think that was like weird timing, but it all worked out. But thank you all for being here. Thanks everybody in the chat for being here and hanging out. This was fun. I may pull some stuff from this live stream for videos. Who knows? Maybe. But thanks again, guys. Hope you guys
Of course.
enjoy the
Happy
rest
to
of
be
your
here.
day. And of course, their links will be in the description to go to their channel, guys. Check out Kaisept and his reactions to Ben 10. And check out Darren with all of his stuff he's doing on his channel as well. They're doing a variety of content over there. So appreciate you both. Thank you so much for being here, guys. And we will see you guys next time.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.